Guys, welcome back. So we looked at a couple of concepts yesterday, LLM, chain, and we also looked at prompt templates yesterday. And today we will be looking at the follow-up of that, which are tools and agents. So uh, so to actually put it at this, so we will be going through these examples and some theory initially. So agents and tools are another core functionality in Langchain, which enhances the power of the application. And using agents and tools, we can solve complex questions and tasks. Uh, so if you look at this definitions here, uh, tool basically is a function that performs a specific duty. So in this case, we will be using Wikipedia. You can also use Google search and other options listed here. So you can use Bing search, Bash, um, Python REPL, requests, and multiple other ones which are listed here. Any of that can be used here. And LLM is language model powering the agent. For this purpose of this course and example, we'll be using OpenAI. You are also free to try this with Hugging Face and other LLM models that are available. And coming to agents, so agent is the agent to use. And when you click on agents, these are the possible ones here. So you can use a custom agent, and if you click through these examples, you are given examples of how each of them can be performed. I would just be covering one basic agent. I would not be going this in more detail here. We will just use a custom LLM agent for the purpose of this tutorial. And yeah, and there's more detail for each one of them. I have provided you with the hyperlinks to go over each one of them. And coming to tools, you can also use custom tools or multi-input tools. We will be using custom tools for this example, and we won't go into more details here. And one more thing I wanted to show you is basically the agent types. So you might have, as we went through zero shot, React description, React doc store, self ask with search, and conversational React with description. And here's the description for all the four of them. So with zero shot, this agent uses React framework to determine which tool to use based solely on the tool description. Any number of tools can be provided. So for the example we'll be covering, we'll be using zero shot React description. Similarly, you are free to read the other types here and go through how they would work. So probably if you are performing a research paper or doing some specific search, then probably this might be a good use case. Similarly, if you are building a chatbot, conversational React description might be a good one. So you can play around with this one. I won't spend more time on this. I just wanted to introduce you to Langchain and all the parameters you can that are around here. We won't go into more details here. So coming to this, in this example, often ChatGPT model alone cannot answer everything what we want. However, using different models, in this case we will use different tools. We'll be using Wikipedia and LLM math to perform actual math, which can be extremely powerful, and we will look at the example here. So I think we already installed, we already covered installation here. So we will be importing load tools and initialize agent here. And since I mentioned we'll be using Wikipedia, you also need to install the Wikipedia framework here. And agents involve an LLM making a decision with actions to take the action, seeing the observation, and repeating until it's done. For this, we need to differentiate between tools and LLM. So having said that, so let's import OpenAI from the LLMs, and let's define our model. And for this model, we will be passing two agent types here. One is Wikipedia and the other one is LLM math, and LLM equal to LLM, for which we have temperature equal to 0, so we are not doing any fancy stuff here. So this is all we would be doing after setting up the model. So we will use the agent and the tool with our OpenAI model. So as you have seen here, let's create our LLM where we load the tools which is passed as a list, and we also need to specify which LLM will power the agent. In this case it's OpenAI, and post this we need to initialize the agent with a tool here, and the agent we have gone with, as I mentioned, is zero shot description. If you want to know more how each one of them are different, you can play around with these parameters and go through them. And this is beyond the scope of this. I would be coming up with a new course on Langchain where we would be covering this in more detail for each one of this type, and verbose equal to true. So we will get more detailed explanation why on the output that got generated. So then we will pass our complex question which will generate the whole output as seen, where the thought process we can see. The model scouts, so basically here we are asking a question: in which year departed released, and what is the year raised to the power of 043. So in this case, which year departed release, we would get the answer from Wikipedia, and once that year is known, this is a math operation which will be performed by our agent which we have specified here, which is done by LLM math. So that's the idea here. And basically if you look at the output here, so model scouts the year the film was released. So in the Wikipedia it is searching the year it got released, and I think it found out the year when it was released. It was 2006. And the next action it's performing is calculator. So 2006 to the power of 043, and the answer is here, and that's basically what it's printing here. So the summary of this would be, concept with agents and tools is powerful and allows a lot of complex questions or workflows which can be performed with models. And I hope this helped. And in the next video, we'll be looking at memory and document loaders, and we will go through some examples on it. And I hope this helped, and thank you for joining. That's it from this tutorial.